So it's pretty grim, it's pretty miserable out, and it's been a bit rainy and a bit horrible, but I'm out. It's my son's karate assessment day today, so I'm over here in Canterbury with him just to do that. But at the same time, it's also his brother's, my youngest son's, birthday. The thing he wants to do for his birthday, rather than go for a birthday meal, he's decided that he wants to go and have a Tim Hortons coffee shop stroke burgers. So we'll try it out. I probably won't film in there. I'll take some pictures and I'll let you know what it's like afterwards, because I did say I was going to go when it was open, so I'll go and have a look, see what it's like, and yeah, give it a go. So it's been a few days since Sunday. I have got a bit of a raspy voice, and that's because my kids always manage to give me something. There's never ones to not give me anything. It's usually the flu, cold or COVID or something of that nature. In this case, I think it's just an ordinary cold, but it does mean I've got a bit of a raspy voice, which I'm not pleased about, to be honest with you. I've also, as you can see, changed my hair. I've got rid of that silly wispy bit, the sort of the wavy thing that was at the front that looked a bit like a quiff that wasn't very nice at all. So I've had my hair cut since I went out on Sunday, since I went to Tim Hortons with the kids. And I'm going to give an honest review of Tim Hortons. Honest in that I wasn't overly impressed at all. It's a coffee place that does burgers and buns and all sorts of other things. The area it's in is in the middle of, like I said, epicentre of where other places are that do the same thing. So it did seem a bit strange that they was going to put it here in the first place anyway. But my overall experience wasn't great. I wasn't that impressed. And the reason I wasn't impressed was it's expensive for what it is. When you walk in, it doesn't smell like they're cooking anything. It's not like you walk into some of these places and you smell, like McDonald's, you can smell the food being cooked. It's quite nice laid out inside. It's a fairly nice looking place. Obviously it would do because it's new. But I just didn't get the feeling that there was any sort of like cooking or that sort of smell to it. Now, they had some very nice donuts at the counter. They were lovely. And the food, you ordered it on a screen like you do at McDonald's, and then you went and sit down and they bring it to you, or you collect it at the counter when your number's up. So I ordered a double burger, which was £5 for a cheeseburger. Now I say it like £5 because the same burger in McDonald's is about £2.50, or £3 at the most. I think it's £2.50 at McDonald's. Kids had pancakes, which again, I think there's about £5 each for the pancakes, but and that was it. And I thought, well, have a quick drink and see what it's like. I must admit, the coffee's no different than if I have coffee anywhere else. It's not as nice as Costa or Starbucks, I don't think, personally. It's better than McDonald's, and that isn't really difficult, is it? I've never been a fan of McDonald's coffee. But the burger was, completely tasteless. It does say that they prepare their food on site, but I don't think that means they cook it as such, i.e. they don't mash together the meat to make the burger. The burgers arrive frozen on a lorry in a pallet. They then take them out and they reheat them. Now, how they reheat them, I don't know. 'Cause I don't know. It didn't feel like it was grilled or fried or anything like that. But then again, it didn't overly feel like it was microwaved, but it could have been. I don't know. It just didn't have any flavour. There's no spice, or there wasn't any peppers or salt or anything flavouring in the actual burger. And the burger looked a bit flat. It looked a bit like one of the Rustlers ones you do get when you microwave them at home. Or those burgers you used to get as a kid when I was younger. We used to have Tesco's value burgers, which were just basic slabs of meat, mashed up bits of, well, it probably wasn't meat, it was ear and all sorts of other stuff. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't very nice. And that goes for the same for this. It just wasn't as nice as a McDonald's or a Burger King in any way, shape or form. Nowhere near as nice. It was fairly small, came wrapped up in a silvery, like, tin foil, and it had a little bit of pickle in the middle when I took it apart, but nothing special. I mean, it really wasn't that nice at all. Now, I say that about the burgers because also I read online and I saw that the donuts that look lovely, they arrive to the company or to the site frozen, and they basically heat them up to unfreeze them to put them back in the counter. They don't make or bake or glaze or do any of that sort of stuff on site. It's just reheated frozen food when it arrives in their donuts. But they look very nice, so I've got nothing against them, only the fact that the donuts probably are a little bit overpriced considering that you've got a Tesco's and a Sainsbury's within 50 to 100 metres away that both do Krispy Kreme. And the Krispy Kreme are cheaper and much nicer. So The kids' pancakes, well, one of them loved them, but it's sort of like he loves anything sweet. That's the oldest child. The younger one, only they get 2 pancakes, a little bit of cream, and a little bit of sauce. But the sauce was like a drizzle, and he only ate half of one pancake. He didn't eat both, whereas the other son ate both his pancakes, was loving it. So overall, I wasn't overly impressed, especially as it's close to everything else. The thing is, it's quite expensive, it's new, and everything else is close by. The nearest McDonald's, they've got 2 McDonald's nearby. The nearest McDonald's is only 75 metres away. The further one is about 300 metres away, but they're quite close. You've got a Costa and a Starbucks. Starbucks is 120 metres away. There's 2 Costas, one's 300, one's 320 metres away. And then you've got a Burger King, which is about just under 500 metres away. And a bit further, 1 kilometre, you've got the KFC. It's like, well, there's lots of competition in the area that do better. The burgers at Burger King and McDonald's are definitely better. Food that they do at Kentucky, the drinks, the ice cream and everything else is much nicer. The food in Costa seems to be much nicer. Costa do Marks and Spencer's food as well as their own cakes and bakes and stuff like that. And their coffee is lovely. The Costa coffee is really nice. A lot nicer than the Tim Hortons. So really, I can't see why they're there. They're on the hiding to nothing. The food isn't as comparable. It's not as nice as any of the others that are local competitors. And it's more expensive. It's sort of twice the price in some cases, which doesn't seem like there's much need for it. The one thing I will say it's going for it is its opening hours. Its opening hours seem to be better than, not McDonald's and then that's the same. But the Starbucks, which is literally, I said it, Starbucks is about 50 yards from them. It's not far at all. Is a very strange one because the Starbucks only opens till about 6:30 at night and then closes, which to me is utterly pointless. I can't see why they even built a Starbucks to shut it at 6:30 at night. That seems ridiculous. So stupid, I don't understand. The Costa doesn't. The Costa has a drive-through up until about 10 o'clock at night. Tim Hortons does open till 12 for the drive-through. So there is that, if anyone's around at 12 o'clock, which I doubt very much there is. Along with some of the other stores like Costa and Starbucks, they are on the Too Good To Go app. So the app that I've had before, I've mentioned it before, I've shown you, I will do a link again to it again. Too Good To Go, when food's running out, end of the day, they'll do £3 for a bundle of food, which is from Costa's actually quite nice. I had a couple of Costa ones, but they're now doing it at Tim Hortons as well. So if you was getting a big bundle of food for, say, £3, probably isn't too bad. Spending a fiver on a single burger or a fiver on pancakes, it really isn't worth the money. It's, no, totally overpriced. No flavour and just not very good. Wait and see, give it a year, in a year's time, see if they've improved. But at the moment, definitely wouldn't recommend it, unfortunately. Sorry.